What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing the NBA's play-in game. So I guess this is a play-in preview of one of the more exciting matchups, if you ask me, in this whole play-in scenario, and that is the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the New Orleans Pelicans. And honestly, you know, seeing seeing these two teams, right? One team is more surprising than the other, right? Because the Thunder going into the season, you thinking, okay, with their young core, what will they be? Will they be able to grow together? Will they be able to, make another step into what they want to be in the future? And honestly, the future is now. We know Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the better scorers in the NBA. He's a 30-point scorer in today's game. You add that with a Josh Giddey, and I spoke to this earlier in the season, them building around a young core. Unfortunately, Chet Holmgren wasn't there for their season, but, Jalen Williams and also Jalen Williams, I get the two confused all the time, but this young core has, if you ask me, they play together. Lou Dort, guys like that, they play together, and they have what I think, is one of the better opportunities to surprise a lot of people in this year's, not only in the play-in, but if they stumble upon a playoff series, actually people nationally get to see what they're capable of. I feel like they could surprise a team. Now, they're going up against, if you ask me, one of, not surprising, right? Because it's surprising where they are currently at this place of the season. Earlier in the year, Zion was playing. They were knocking teams off and looking like, okay, they have Zion, they have CJ. Brandon's just not healthy, but they're still winning games. They're finding ways to win, and Zion goes down. Brandon is still, not back yet. So it was basically CJ and the others, and they couldn't figure it out. Now, I will say kudos to Willie Green and their whole coaching staff, front office, and things like that for holding things together, not folding under the pressure, which is the Western Conference, because this year was upside down. A lot of turmoil in the Western Conference, guys and teams all bunched up right under each other when it came to the final standings and the final seeding. But what I can say about the New Orleans Pelicans is guys like, Trey Murphy, Jones, having guys like Valanciunas, again, even having a veteran like CJ McCollum, they are right there on the cusp of being, in the playoffs. Now, when I look back and I look at the series between the Pelicans and the Thunder this regular season, the Pelicans beat them 3 times out of 4. Now, granted, Brandon Ingram was only able to play in one of those games. Not CJ McCollum, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was averaging, in some of those games, he put up 44 in one game. We know what he's capable of, right? So if you look at it on paper and you say the Pelicans beat the Thunder 3 out of the 4 times, Zion could possibly come back if they go to the first round. You look at how undersized the Thunder is in the front court. I don't think they have a body to, counter Valanciunas. Now, granted, I'm not saying that the Pelicans will win this game by 30. I'm not saying that at all. I'm thinking on a grand scheme of just looking at how the two teams match up. I think it's going to be a shootout between Ingram, who's been one of the I mean, honestly, since he's been back from injury, Brandon Ingram has been on a tear, whether it's facilitating, rebounding, or scoring for the Pelicans. He's doing everything they need him to do. But I think that New Orleans has enough. New Orleans has enough to beat the Thunder, right? They have enough to beat the Thunder. But for the sake of riding with the underdog, I'm going to take the New Orleans Pelicans to beat. No, I'm going to take the Oklahoma City Thunder to beat the New Orleans Pelicans in that matchup. I'm going to take them to win that game, that 9-10 game, that 9-10 matchup. I'm going to take the New Orleans Pelicans. Oh, excuse me. The Oklahoma City Thunder to beat the New Orleans Pelicans and go on to face the loser of the 7-8 game. Now, what happens outside of that, I don't know. That is yet to be seen. But I'm taking the Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, and the youngins. I'm taking them to put on a show. And come out on top of that basketball game and show why this is not a fluke. This is not a joke. This team is definitely one to be, talked about. I think that's what it is. They haven't been getting enough national coverage. So, again, for the sake of riding with the underdog, we all love an underdog. The New Orleans Pelicans will lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder in that play-in matchup. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thunder fans, Pelicans fans, NBA fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into the channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to the channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.